My name is Mary McAndrew and I'm Project Manager with Acres West Connacht. Acres is the new National Agri-Environment Scheme funded by the Department of Agriculture. There's two streams to Acres. There's the general stream, which is available nationally, and it is mainly prescription based. So farmers select actions from the list and they are in a contract to have those actions on their farm for the next 5 years. Acres Cooperation is a results-based payment model, so farmers within the cooperation area will have their habitat scored every second year of the scheme, and the score of the habitat will relate to their payment. Results-based payment model comes from learnings from the Burn programme, the Hen Harrier and the Freshwater Pearl Mussel programme, where they found that results-based payment model plus having a local team on the ground working with farmers to help them, give them local advice to the problems that are on their farm worked well, and farmers responded well to that. So the department have rolled this out in 8 areas along the western seaboard mainly. There's 5 cooperation teams involved in those 8 areas. For us here in Acres West Connacht, we are responsible for North West Connacht and South Mayo and Connemara. The cooperation areas are based on SAC and SPA areas as well as high status water bodies. So that's why some people are within the cooperation area and some people may be in the general stream. The results-based payment model is based on habitat quality, so the higher the habitat quality, the higher your payment will be. Scores are from a 0 to 10, with you needing to get a minimum of a score of 4 to receive a payment. Most of the average scores within previous schemes like the Burn, the Pearl Mussel project were 6.2, 6.5 average scores. So by increasing your score, even not everyone is going to get a 10 out of 10, that's pristine land, but even increasing your score over the course of the programme from a 6 to a 7 or an 8 is an amazing achievement in itself, and it's important to recognise that, and that's captured within the habitat scorecards. There's 10 different scorecards depending on the habitat. The CP teams would have assigned those habitat scorecards at the beginning of the year. Your advisor then goes out and scores the land for you. Those scores are then submitted to the department, and that's what your payment is based off for your results-based payment. For the commonages, the cooperation teams go out and score the commonages. We assess those, there's no fee to the farmer for those, and we will send those into the department, and again that's where your payment will come from, the commonages. Once we have the scores submitted to the department and they've been verified, we will meet the shareholders on the commonages together, and we will go through the scores with them in a group in the interest of fairness, so everyone knows the scores at the same time, and we can highlight anywhere where there may be issues on commonages, and there's a list of actions that you can select from if you wish to help improve the score going forward. So within the results-based payment model for the cooperation area, there's 2 streams of payment a farmer can receive. There is 7,000 available for your habitat results-based payment, and then there's 3,500 of an action payment. The results-based payment, the 7,000 of a results-based payment is per hectare payment, so it will not only depend on the score that your land achieves, but also the number of hectares that you have within the scheme will depend how close you get to the 7,000. And then the 3,500 in action payments is available each year, and they're there to help you to put in measures to improve the score on your habitat before it's scored in the next scoring season. For us in Acres West Connacht, we're responsible for North West Connacht and South Mayo and Connemara. Within that then we've divided those 2 areas into 6 more local areas, and we have a project officer assigned to each of those areas. The role of the project officer is to liaise with the advisors and the farmers in these areas to provide locally relevant support and advice to help make sure that both the farmers and the advisors get the most out of the scheme going forward. One of the learnings from the Burn and the Hen Harrier and the Pearl Mussel projects was that farmers really respond to the locally led approach, and it's very important to have advice that is local and relevant to the farmers in each of the areas, because for ourselves in our areas, what's happening up in Erris is very different than what's happening down in South Connemara, and we need to ensure that the farmers are getting the best advice to get the most out of the scheme, to help them improve the habitats in these areas, and to work with us to make sure that we improve the environmental quality going forward. Results-based payments pay for ecosystem services. So in the past, farmers would have been paid based on production and improvement of the land. So a lot of these areas that we work in are high nature value areas. So while they mightn't have a lot in terms of productivity and output, they do provide huge ecosystem services. So water quality, biodiversity, carbon sequestration, flood regulation, all of these things are just as important. So with the habitat quality scorecards and results-based payments, you're putting a value on those so farmers can see exactly what the services they're providing and the value of the habitats that they have on their farms as well.